My name is Nasime Saps.
This structure was not built so humans could walk to the top. This structure was built so something else came down and walked down. This is the podium where they presented themselves to the people. This was the landing pad, and they walked down to present themselves. This is the red carpet for the fallen angels.
This is the first event our Holy Father is taking part in here on his 37th apostolic journey. He's here in Canada visiting Masquachis. Masquachis' Cree name is an unincorporated community. We're in central Alberta in Canada, just about 70 miles south of Edmonton.
And don't forget how Jesus entered this world. He was born out of a virgin womb. And one of the words for womb in the Old Testament is, get this, matrix. Exodus 12:13 through 15, all that open the matrix, all the firstborn of the children. Exodus 34:19, all that open the matrix are mine, every firstling. And Numbers 3:12, all the firstborn that open the matrix among the children of Israel. This word translated as matrix, number 7358, means womb. But there are other words for womb in the Old Testament, such as word 990. So maybe matrix does refer to something else. The womb is also the opening of the matrix. Jesus opened the matrix to enter this world. The womb is the entrance, the opening of the matrix. So entering this world is opening the matrix. But what is this world? Is the world itself the matrix as defined in the famous movie, or is it a dream? Isaiah says in chapter 29, verses 7 and 8, that the multitude of nations that fight against Ariel shall be as a dream. It shall be as when a hungry man dreams that he eats, but when he wakes up, he's still hungry. Job says in chapter 20, verses 5 and 8, that the wicked will fly away as a dream and not be found. If they fly away like in a dream, well, in a dream, they would just disappear. They would be there 1 minute and be gone in the next. In Psalm 73, it says, again, the wicked will be brought into desolation in a moment, as a dream when one awakens. So when you wake up, you will despise their image. There's something deep happening here, deeper than what we'll look at in this video. But it's clear that the wicked will be removed, just like a bad dream. And this one almost seems to imply that we're having the bad dream so that when we wake up, we'll despise the bad dream. In chapter 126 of Psalms, again, it says, when the Lord turned again the captivity of Zion, we were like them that dreamed. Turn again meaning revoke their captivity. In other words, set them free. So when they were set free, they were like them who dream. Okay, so some dreamers have dreams of freedom, and others, like in Jude 1:6 through 8, are filthy dreamers. The angels who did not keep their first estate but left their habitation, they are filthy dreamers. And this word, number 1797, literally means dream or filthy dreamer, and it stems from word 1798, a dream, which stems from two words translated as in sleep. So that leads into the biblical reference of the wicked being asleep. But we also see a dream of freedom mentioned, where the wicked disappear. So, is what Jesus said about moving mountains literally true? If it is, then we most certainly are in a dream or simulation. And if so, can we influence it or control it as Jesus said?
This is Hermon. This is the exact location where the sons of God, the fallen angels, came to earth for the first time. They chose the daughters of men and began their campaign of genetic contamination upon the earth at this location. Hermon in the Hebrew is Sherman, which comes from the Hebrew in the word sharam, meaning to seclude by destruction, make accursed, consecrate, and destroy. And by the way, the word consecrate, we're going to see that again in the book of Enoch later on. So as we look at this location, this high place of 9,000 feet with a flat level top, this location of the first contact between fallen angels and humans, first contact, of course, being since the fall of Adam and Eve at the Garden of Eden, we can now see where the inspiration has come from in the building of structures to reach unto heaven. This became temples of worship to the gods. One of the earliest forms of this is located in Iraq during the 5,500 years to the time of the ancient Sumerians in the cradle of civilization. Mount Hermon and the replicas. They became more elaborate as time went on. They started including staircases, like the temples that were found in in Iraq. That's just south of Babylon, or south of Baghdad, by the way. Also in the cradle of civilization in the Mesopotamia Valley. Here's another pyramid found in Iraq. With the exception of smooth-faced pyramids, such as the ones found in Giza that we saw, most pyramids throughout the world were built with a flat top, and they had steps leading to that flat top. These are referred to as step ziggurats. Some of these step ziggurats had waiting rooms built on the flat top. And we'll look at a few of these in a minute. But after the flood, we read in Genesis chapter 11 that the people wanted to build a structure that would reach unto heaven. Now God was again dismayed at this, because this reaching unto heaven was in fact a contact of the fallen angels once again. They weren't talking about the kingdom of heaven. They were talking about second heaven, the universe, okay? And remember, we read in Genesis chapter 6, there were giants in those days, before the flood, and also after that, after the flood. But this time, God slowed down this external intervention by destroying the Tower of Babel, which is one of the first earlier built step ziggurats, and he confounded their language of the people from one single language to many forms of language, and then he dispersed them all over the earth. And yet the people retained the knowledge of pyramid building, and this continued in isolated regions of the earth far from the original center of civilization, which was at that time Mesopotamia or the Middle East. But obviously, after the flood, genetic contamination had only occurred on a smaller scale and isolated only to scattered civilizations throughout the world, because God obviously did not find it necessary to destroy the earth again with a second flood. As the people were dispersed and migrated throughout the world, pyramids continued to be built in Mexico, South America, and South America, as well as China, India, and Europe. This is the Sun Pyramid in Mexico. I'm going to share something with you. The Lord gives me pieces of information once in a while, and that's through Spirit, okay? And I'm going to tell you something. Is that this is, again, is a replica of Mount Sherman, okay? High top, mountain, look region. You see this lady here, right here? Let's say she's 6 feet. Based on her heights, this platform right here is 14 feet tall. Each stair, there's 12 stairs. Each of those stairs are 14-inch stairs. That's not built on a normal human step. But this is what the Lord showed me. He said, Mark, this structure was not built so humans could walk to the top. This structure was built so something else came down and walked down. This is the podium where they presented themselves to the people. This was the landing pad, and they walked down to present themselves. This is the red carpet for the fallen angels. They went to elaborate lengths to build this.
Something underground and strange is in our midst. And scientists open gateways to the dark abyss. And governments want access cause they can't resist. Their interest is to weaponize and enlist interdimensional beings who have abilities, who have intentions to pose as higher entities. But their deceptions are shown throughout history. And who they are and what they want is not a mystery. Cause we've made contact, we're going way back. Through every culture and time they've had an impact. They've come to lay traps, the hearts are pitch black. And now we're under attack, truth has been hijacked. These are not light beams, man, that's a pipe dream. If you can see through the veil, it's like a fight scene. Sinister visitors are diabolic monsters. Mischievous tricks to sick, wicked imposters. They promise wisdom for sacrificial victims. They need the blood and through rituals they're driven. And the elites are the ones that feed these demons. And they're controlling many people for a season. Aliens and UFOs, fallen angels and mind control. Do you really know who's friend from foe? These are the things that we expose. Computers, robots, outer space, a secret underground government base. Did we evolve from the apes? So many questions that we face. Evil elitists who offer no apology. Witches and warlocks controlling our technology. Sigils and symbols and logos in their imagery. They sold their souls into a lion and facsimile. Uncanny valleys that seem strangely familiar. The grand finale changing DNA with CRISPR. The grand illusion, the alien deception. They laid the groundwork since history's inception. All these connections are more than a coincidence. Humans controlled and played just like their instruments. And yes, our government is deeper to the cover-up. Research the Collins elite and do some follow-up. Aleister Crowley, Jack Parsons, and Babylon working. Google the moon child, it's disturbing. What you'll determine is our history's been hidden. The fallen angels have been here since the beginning. Aliens and UFOs, fallen angels and mind control. Do you really know who's friend from foe? These are the things that we expose. Computers, robots, outer space, a secret underground government base. Did we evolve from the apes? So many questions that we face. So rock on, rock on.
And my new attitude is paying off. Look at my Cuba policy. The Castro brothers are here tonight.